Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. This is Shadow Agents, the micro game. It's a very inexpensive micro game that was available on a Kickstarter. I got it for super cheap on eBay. I think actually on the Kickstarter it was very inexpensive. I think with shipping it was less than $10, so possibly significantly less. But anyhow, this playthrough and review, this is my interpretation of the rules. This rule set has a lot of holes in it and a lot of problems and a lot of unexplained stuff. So what I've done, I've gone ahead and done what I assume the author means. So if anyone knows better, if the author watches this video, feel free to post in the comments section what the rules actually are, or if there's an errata, feel free to send it to me and I'll be glad to post it on my website, or I'll put a link to it on this video. But like I said, since the rules have problems, this is just my assumption of how the game works. If you know better, let me know. But anyhow, so the first thing you do is pick an agent. There's 4 to choose from. I've just chose this guy, the Super Commando. And then the first thing the agent does is he picks his gadgets, equipment, and training. See how down here it's got gadgets / equipment, training, gadget, equipment. So he's going to pick some, so I've pre-picked them out so this video goes quick. The first one is a spy gun, which allows him to infiltrate an area in which security is not facing directly away. The point of this game is he's trying to find the control room of the villain. I just call it the lair. The villain will pick it somewhere on the board and write down what it is, and this dude's trying to travel there, and he can't travel into adjacent areas where security is facing him unless he does special things and so forth. So, and if he gets trapped where he's in a area where all other areas facing it have a security camera or something facing him, then he's trapped and he loses. If he makes it to wherever the villain picks his area to be, then he wins. So the next thing he's picked is demolitions. Every time you disarm a trap, you remove it from the game. That's a good one, otherwise I can keep playing the same trap every turn. I'll go over what the players do during the turns. This is a 2-player game. I'm doing it solo here because no one else is here right now, but it plays a lot better 2 players. It has hidden information, so it's not suitable for solo, but this is just to show you the basics of how the game works, or at least my interpretation of how they work. Okay, so the other training that he picked is marksman. Infiltrate an area that is unsecured, then remove the security facing away in an adjacent connected area. Alright, Code Monkey, divert the security in an adjacent area, then divert security in the area adjacent to the first in the same direction. And here's another spy gun. These have to be revealed in order when he decides to use them. So now the villain, first thing he does is pick where his control room is going to be. For simplicity for this game, he's just going to pick the stasis area. So actually, the agent would have put his marker on the board first. And he spent a total of 11 points. The agent, gadgets cost 1, experience costs 2, and training costs 3. So the villain normally starts with 14 security cameras, but he could spend 11 points to replace some of those with better things. So for 1 point, he can get a trap, 2 points a guard dog. Guard dogs are good because on his turn, the villain can change the direction it's facing. Sentry guns, those are 3 points each. So the sentry guns are unexplained. You have a sentry gun, but does it kill people? It doesn't say if it can kill the agent or anything. Same with the guard dog. If a guard dog's facing away from you, you can enter the room and the guard dog doesn't notice you're there, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't say one way or the other. So that's kind of weird. So anyhow, he's bought a bunch of traps and guard dogs. That's what he's going to use, since I'm not sure how the sentry guns work. I'm not even sure how exactly if the guard dogs can attack the agent. It doesn't say. So anyhow, so the first person to go is the villain. So he wants to keep him away from here. All right. So now let me explain what there's one other rule I haven't explained here for the villain. If the agent reveals an upgrade, the villain can cancel it by declaring a villainous monologue. He just says so, which means the upgrade is canceled, but then the agent can pick any area on the board and say, is that the control room? And if it is, the agent wins, so that's the second way for him to win. And there's also henchmen the villain can use, but I'm not using them in this game. So the agent can either infiltrate an area where security isn't facing him, or he can divert a camera or guard dog or whatever in an area that's adjacent, or he can use an upgrade. And there's one other thing. He has a special ability, jetpack flight, bypass an adjacent area and security and infiltrate the next area. Well, it would have been nice if they would have said how many times you can use this. I assume it's not as often as you want, because you just win the game in 3 or 4 turns. So I can assume you can only use that once, but it would have been nice if it was in the rules. Alright. So he's going to go move down here to this adjacent area. Villain places a camera here facing him, so he can't go in there. So then he moves down here, and this time the villain places a guard dog. So let's see his... He can use a gun to get into that space if he wants. You see the rule again on the gun. Infiltrate an area in which security is not facing directly away. So he's kind of assumed that on this part of the board somewhere must be the area he has to get to. So he's going to use the gun and move into this room with the guard dog. There's no rules that say whether the guard dog attacks, so that's kind of weird. Only real difference between a guard dog and a security camera is that the villain can change the facing of the guard dog on his turn instead of adding a new camera or something. Alright, so he's there, so the villain's getting nervous. So he places another dog here. So he moves here, and the villain has no choice but to put a dog there. All right. Let me think here. He can turn this dog away, but he can't enter the room until the next turn, so he'll turn him away and see what happens. So he turns him there, and then when it's the villain's turn, he turns him back, so he's gonna move back here this turn. So he's going to add another guard dog here. So now he's going to use this special ability. He thinks they're guarding here. So he's going to use jetpack flight to bypass an adjacent area, which is this one where you bypass the area and security and infiltrate into here. So he wins the game. But let me show you how this guy could have lost. Let's say he had gotten here and all the guard dogs faced him like that on their turn. He's trapped. Actually, he wouldn't be trapped because he could exit there, so it would have to be something like this. Now he's trapped, so that's how he would lose. So what do I think of Shadow Agents? It's okay. It's less than a $10 game, including shipping. I got it on eBay. The problem is, I think you can't buy it anymore. It looks like from this guy's website that these are only available through Kickstarter. It doesn't look like you can buy them after Kickstarter. If that's untrue, post in the comments section where people can buy it. But it's a very inexpensive game. The components are all right for a super inexpensive game. Sure, you got to cut the counters out of a postcard, but yeah, in less than $10, you're not going to have die-cut counters. It's just not in the budget when the dollar cost is that low. The gameplay is alright. I mean, you're trying to find a lair, and the enemy is trying to trap you with cameras, and all his guard dogs are set up traps that you have to disarm and stuff. However, the rules, yeah, he should have taken a second look at these rules before he published them. I bet when he used to play, whoever created this used to play test that the rules were rock solid, but when they got translated to paper, I think they left out some key information. What they should have done is, after they wrote these rules, given the game to someone who had never even heard of the game, or several people had never heard of the game, say, here's a free copy of the game, see if you could figure out how to play it. If you see any problems with the rules, let me know, and I'll correct them. I wonder if that step was skipped, because yeah, there's a lot of missing information from these rules, but it is fun to play. It's good for a few plays. This is not like a game you're going to play it every week or something. It's the kind of game you play it like 3, 4, or 5 times, and then you get kind of bored with it. But for something that costs less than $10, including shipping, I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth. So do I recommend it? Yeah, it's all right. I mean, you'll get a few plays out of it if you're just looking for kind of a novelty game, or just, I guess, what would be the word for it? Yeah, kind of a novelty game. So if you see it for a reasonable price, go ahead and pick it up. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please click like on it. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to this channel. And as always, have a good evening.